Here's something about hindsight. Life moves a lot faster than you think. When you're a younger man, okay, in your 20s and 30s, you feel like you've got all the time in the world. You might think that you can put off things like your finances and your health, and you might think that you can get away with a lot of bad habits because you're still young, right? You can figure all that stuff out later. And then you blink and suddenly you're mid-50s, like going, damn, like why didn't I start that sooner? And look, to be perfectly clear, this isn't a regret video, right? I don't sit around all day wishing I could go back in time. I'm proud of the man that I've become. I've lived long enough and I've messed up enough to know what actually matters. And if you're younger than me, I promise you, these lessons that I'm going to sort of talk about here in this video can save you years of pain and frustration. So today, I guess I'm talking to two people. My younger self and any dude who wants to avoid making some of the mistakes that I made. First, your body isn't indestructible. When you're, let's say, 30, right, you could eat just about anything you want to, not exercise, stay up all night, and bounce back the next day like nothing happened. And sure, you can get away with that right up until the day you can't. We don't really think about our health until we get sick or get hurt. Then, nothing else matters. Your body might be giving you warning signs in your 30s that you don't really notice until you're in your 40s. And then once you hit your 50s, those warning signs turn into gigantic doctor bills. If I could talk to the 30-year-old version of myself, I would say to start strength training now and build muscle while your hormones are still on your side. Now, it's not impossible to build muscle in your 50s, but it is harder. The next one is that money matters, but not in the way that you might think. Don't waste your time and your money trying to impress people with the fancy car, the nice watches, or those expensive nights out. Because guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody barely remembers, and most of those guys won't even be around in a couple years. Avoid lifestyle creep. Every time you get a raise, don't upgrade everything that you own. Trust me, start investing and saving as early as you possibly can because compound interest is a real thing. But here's also the flip side to all of this, right? Have some life experiences and have some fun. Don't say no to every single trip or opportunity for adventure because you're waiting for the right time. Money matters, but what you do with it matters more. Okay, moving on to this next topic, and that's that dating and relationships get a lot easier when you're older because you finally know who you are. When you're in your 20s and 30s, you're still trying to figure out who you are, even if you think you already know. A lot of times, you'll try to be what women want, and you'll try to fit into certain roles. You also might ignore red flags because you're lonely, or you're trying to be the easygoing nice guy. Wrong. That's a one-way road to sadness. So to all the young guys out there, know your values first. Set boundaries early and stop ignoring your intuition. Look, it might suck, but it's okay if she doesn't like you the way that you like her. That's the universe filtering out the people who aren't your people. That door needs to close to allow another one to open. Chemistry is important, of course, but compatibility is everything. Don't be afraid to be alone for a while. Being alone isn't failure. It's more like preparation. The right partner will show up when you are the right version of yourself. Don't be bitter about being alone because then you will only attract bitter people. The next one is to prioritize your sleep. Sleep is how your body repairs itself. Your hormones also get balanced during sleep. Your energy, your mood, your memory, and your motivation all depend on sleep. Make sure you keep your bedroom at a cool temperature. Keep it stress-free and also very dark. You also need a high-quality mattress, and that's why Helix is sponsoring this video. Helix makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs and conveniently shipped right to your door. Helix has a lineup of 20 unique mattresses to choose from, and they also launched a new variety of mattress toppers. Helix also has a detailed sleep quiz that will ask you some questions about how you sleep, if there's one person or two, and then it tells you the right mattress for your needs. And for me, it turned out perfect. Not only that, but they also have a 30-day break-in period and a 120-night sleep trial. You're able to sleep on your mattress for 30 days, and if you don't love it, you can return it within those 120 nights. Helix is also the most awarded mattress brand. They've been reviewed against hundreds of competitors, and Helix always wins. The Helix Midnight Luxe has been ranked as the best overall mattress according to both Forbes and Wired. And even if you don't need a new mattress right now, consider their new mattress toppers. It's a great way to extend the life of an older mattress, increase the comfort of your current mattress, and it can also upgrade your guest bed when you have guests over. And right now, for a limited time, they're offering a Cyber Monday extended sale of 20% off site-wide. Don't wait on this incredible offer of, again, 20% off site-wide to upgrade your old mattress and start getting better sleep today. Thank you, Helix, for supporting my channel and for sponsoring today's video. Now, this next one can hurt a little bit because some of the guys that you think right now will be in your life forever most likely won't. And that's not because anybody did anything wrong. It's just that people grow in different directions. People evolve, and you will too. Generally speaking, right, when you're younger, you try to hold on to every friendship in order to try to fit in. But what can happen is the wrong people in your life can keep you stuck. What I would tell younger men right now is to nurture the friendships that really matter, because you probably know who those people are. But if you have to force the friendship, like if the only time that you hear from someone is when you reach out to them, but they never reach out to you, that's a sign. Don't hang on to people who aren't good for you just because maybe you've known them forever. Put yourself around people who challenge you to be better and let the rest slowly fade away. Now, this one took me a lot longer than I like to admit, but dress like a man, not a boy. Nobody respects a 38-year-old dude who dresses like an overgrown 15-year-old boy. There's a big difference between dressing young and dressing immature. Your image is your communication, and whether you like it or not, people respond to what you project. You will attract better people when your appearance says you give a damn. The next one is that work is not your identity. I spent a long time thinking that my job defined who I was, right? That if I was a good worker, did what I was told, and got promotions, that meant that I was a good human. The thing is, the two aren't related. Your job won't love you back, right? So stop sacrificing your health and your relationships for a company that can replace you next week. Focus on building your skills and don't be afraid to pivot. Your work should support your life, not consume it. Now, this brings us to this next one, and it's that time is the most valuable thing that you have. And it's kind of funny because you don't really understand the value of time until you wake up one day in your mid to late 40s and you realize that there's more time behind you than what you have in front of you. Your 20s are crazy and time feels endless. Your 30s are when you start to feel stable, and your 40s can sort of feel like everything is now starting to speed up. And then your 50s happen, and that's when it really hits you. So stop wasting your time with people who drain you. Stop settling and stop staying in mediocre situations just because it might be familiar. Live life with some urgency, right? You only get one shot at life, so just don't coast through it. Be responsible, of course, but also be daring. Do things now while you still can. Now, let me talk about confidence for a minute, because younger dudes don't always understand that confidence is quiet, and it comes from experience and evidence. It doesn't come from trying to be impressive or walking around beating your chest and announcing to the world that you're confident. That's only exposing your insecurities. You don't need confidence before you go do the thing, right? Confidence comes from putting the reps in, doing the thing, and learning from it. And here's something else. Real confidence shows up when you take responsibility for your own life, not from blaming people or making excuses and not waiting for perfect conditions. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop needing validation and stop thinking that confidence is some kind of display that you put on. If you want confidence, do the hard things early. Own your mistakes. Make commitments and keep them. Be a man who follows through, because nobody can take that away from you. Something else that happens when you get older is you start caring a heck of a lot less what people think. So start now. This is really one of the greatest freedoms of getting older, because at some point you realize that no one is actually watching you. Everybody is so wrapped up in their own lives to even bother judging yours. So all those years worrying what other people thought of you, it was a waste of time. And look, if I could speak to younger men, I would say to do what you want to do now while you still can. Take the risk. Take the road trip and speak your truth, because nobody cares like you think they do. Here's something else. You don't need permission or approval from anybody to reinvent yourself. Let's face it, man, you're supposed to change and you're allowed to change. Your job, your style, your mindset, your relationships, and your environment, none of these are permanent unless you decide they are. If you feel like growing and evolving, do it. Don't wait for some sort of disaster to force you to reinvent your life. Okay, this next lesson hits harder the older you get. The people you love won't be here forever. Call your parents more. Spend some more time with your siblings. Tell your friends that you appreciate them and make memories while you still can. Life speeds up and changes faster the older that you get, and sometimes you don't get another chance to say the things that you wish you said. And listen, my friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I hope to see you in the next one.